What's up, savages? It's your boy Avid the Savage back for another video. And in this video, we're doing what if Deku got the yami fruit, or the dark fruit, or whatever you want to call it. The fruit that Blackbeard has in one piece. So let's jump straight in. So basically how Deku gets it is when Deku is a child, his family goes on like a little vacation thing. And basically they camp, and it's like a grill and stuff. So yeah, basically Deku is hungry, and Deku kind of walks a little bit off. This is him being a kid, and he walks a little bit off and finds a fruit and is like, looks tasty, and eats it, and goes back to his mom. And basically when the camping trip is over, which it actually takes like 2 days for the fruit to activate in Deku's body, because the fruit actually senses that Deku is too like frail, so the fruit makes Deku in his mind want to work out a lot. So in those 2 days, Deku as a child is just working out, and the fruit is like, okay, he's ready, we can stop making him work out. And the fruit stops the thoughts running through Deku's head to work out, nonstop. And yeah, so fruit stops those thoughts because Deku's body can actually handle its powers now. And then Deku goes home, and the day after, Deku actually goes to class, and his quirk is just, he ends up using his quirk, and he gets angry at like one of the kids took a toy, and he gets mad, and he basically makes him and the kid go into like a bubble, and in the bubble Deku makes shadow clones. And it's not like shadow clone jutsu from Naruto, it's actually like legit clones of him that are shadows. Like they can stand up and be like Deku, or they can drop down to the ground and be like an actual shadow. So this time they're standing upright, like they're actually 3D instead of 2D. And they start pushing the kid, and they take the toy, and they like start scaring the kid, and Deku basically passes out from what he just did. And the kid is like, he's mean, the kid is like crying and stuff. So basically Deku goes to the hospital, and they're like, oh, it must be his quirk, he must have some like dark, like some type of quirk. And they're like, we'll be able to name it more the older he gets, so just come back if any more symptoms come. And of course more things come. Like one night Deku is in his bed thinking about going into his mom's room to ask for like a glass of milk, and he ends up sinking into his bed, which he's not sinking into the actual bed, he's actually sinking into a shadow. And he ends up sinking into a shadow and appearing in his mom's room, and is like, Mom, what just happened? And his mom is like, whoa, he just teleported, my door is locked. So she doesn't say anything but say, Izuku, think really, really hard about going back to your room. And he's like, why? And his mom's like, just do it, okay? I promise you, just try. And he does, and he sinks into the floor and goes back into his room, and his mom races to his room, and it's like, oh my baby, and takes him back to the hospital. They diagnose that, they're like, okay. And then Deku comes back again like a week or two later, because while in class he wanted his pencil dropped on the floor, and he had a whip came out of his arm, like a chain came out of his arm, and was a shadow chain, and it came out of his arm and grabbed the pencil and put the pencil back in his hand. So his mom takes him back to the hospital for that too, and they're like, okay, we're gonna name his quirk Shadow, because literally everything he's done has been with darkness or shadows or something, so we're gonna call it Shadow. And they basically, that's his quirk, Shadow. They're like, if he has any more symptoms, don't bring him back. just call us. Because, like, he's not sick. He's taking up room for actual sick patients from us keeping having to check him up. So just call us, and we'll put it in his quirk form. Or, like, whatever they have, like, with everyone's quirk written down. So basically, Deku's mom says, okay, and yeah. That's actually it. That's all Deku can do. So, yeah. And Deku actually, instead of making a bubble, he can do two things. He can either make a bubble or just make like a little circle thing on the ground. And yeah. And actually the way to get around Deku not being able to swim is that Deku, using his shadows, can just create like shadow platforms that he just runs on. And the shadow is under his foot. So yeah. Because when you step somewhere, your foot makes a shadow. And he just controls the shadow under his foot and hardens it enough for him to be able to walk on it and run. But, if he's in the water before he's able to activate that, then that doesn't work. He'll start drowning. So, yeah, let's fast forward to when Deku actually is in, when it started anime, and Deku and Bakugo are actually friends because Deku had a quirk way before he did, way before anyone in their class did, and yeah. So one day, Deku's actually coming home from karate because Deku actually takes karate because he doesn't want to just rely on his quirk. Bakugo wouldn't do that with him because Bakugo's like, my quirk is great. I don't need to learn how to fight. I need to learn how to use my quirk. Alright? Okay. And yeah, so one day after going home from karate, Deku takes a shortcut to get home quicker because he's tired. And basically the sludge villain attacks him, and instead of the sludge villain grabbing him, Deku actually teleports out of the way of the sludge villain, and the sludge villain like, oh crap, he teleported. And then the sludge villain is like, okay, we just gotta keep trying to get him. And Deku notices that he's sludge, so Deku throws a chain, but instead of the chain hitting the sludge villain, the chain goes straight for his shadow. And the chain actually grabs his shadow, and Deku flings the sludge villain against the walls constantly. And All Might lands seeing him do this, and All Might is like, Young Midoriya, or he doesn't say Young Midoriya, All Might is like, I am here, All Might is here. And that's when Deku throws the sludge villain up on the top of the roof, slams him on the ground, and the sludge villain gets back up and slees All Might, and the sludge villain is like, ah! And then Deku's like, you're not running anywhere, and Deku grabs him with the whip, because Deku actually didn't notice All Might was there, and then All Might yells from behind him, smash! Boom! And smashes the sludge villain, and then pours the bottle out and collects the sludge villain in the bottle. And Deku's like, when did All Might get here? Whatever. And All Might is like, thank you for helping me take down this villain. Goodbye. And jumps away. And that's when Deku actually grabs his leg, because Deku's like, have you ever heard of someone's quirk activating after they ate a fruit? Because Deku actually remembered what the fruit looked like. And he remembers after he ate that fruit, his mom told the story. His mom was like, well, you went into the forest and you came back with a half-eaten fruit, and we just let you finish the fruit off. And after that, for the whole vacation, you were just working out. And, Deku's mom has, like, recordings of it. And, my bad, I sneezed. And, Deku's mom shows him the recordings. This was, like, past, So that's basically, Deku just knows what, like, he's just like, after I ate this fruit, my quirk activated. That's weird. So that's what he goes to ask, why he grabs All Might to ask him. All Might does the, Little Might form and whatever. But let's just skip to when they hear the explosion. Deku grabs All Might instantly, as Deku goes, and he basically uses one of his shadow clones and sends him into a portal. And the shadow clones, it's like 5 of them. So they quickly just teleport, like, where they heard the sound. And, like, they all teleport where Deku thinks the sound came from. And one of them is like, here. And, like, Deku's like, okay. And Deku runs into a portal. and teleports there with All Might. And the shadow clones basically go to portals and they teleport right behind Deku. And All Might is like, "What's this?" And Deku's like, "Oh, these are my shadow clones." And meet DEKU. And basically, it spells Deku. So, yeah. Plus him, which, whatever. He doesn't count. It's just 4 of them. My bad, I said 5. So, yeah, that's what... And the only reason why he decided to name them that is because that's what Bakugo calls them. Because each one of them look different. They don't look like Deku. They look like Deku, but not like Deku. They're shadows. So, they just all look different. Like, you're able to tell which one is which. But basically, Deku goes up to the front and tells All Might he'll be back, and goes up to the front to see the Sludge Villain attacking Bakugo, and that's when the Sludge Villain was, that's when Deku said, "Attack," and all his shadow clones instantly went for the shadow of, the Sludge Villain, and basically they jumped the shadow, and, the Sludge Villain was like, "Oh, what?" And he started to move and didn't know why. And he looked behind him and saw that these things on the ground were punching at something. And whenever they punched, he moved. And the Sludge Villain turns his hand around and realized they're beating at his shadow. And the Sludge Villain can't move much because when they see him turn around, they start going full force and just beating at his thing. And that's when Deku throws a chain, grabs Bakugo, and whips Bakugo back out. And it's like, "Bakugo, are you okay?" And Bakugo's like, "Yeah." And basically, he says, "Shadows, retreat." And the shadows back off. And the heroes are like, "The kid's going to attack." And, the heroes jump him. And they defeat him and whatever. So the kid, they congratulate Deku and congratulate Bakugo. And they're like, "Yeah, y'all quirks are cool. Y'all should come work for my agency." And they both get happy because they're like, "Wow, we've gotten offers from them and we haven't even been accepted in the UA." So, yeah. But then what happens is they go home. Bakugo says, "Hey, dude, just to let you know, I don't owe you anything." And gives him a pack of gum instead of a stick of gum. I'm pretty sure that's what he gives him. And then, yeah, All Might lands in front of Deku and says, "For your bravery," and he says, like, "For your bravery, saving young Bakugo and doing so without putting yourself in danger was marvelous. And I think you could be the next successor, number 1 hero, and successor of One for All." And basically pulls out a strand of hair and says, "Eat this, and you will gain my power." And, he has to explain One for All to Deku, and Deku's like, "Okay." And Deku just takes it and eats it because Deku's actually pretty fit. So Deku just takes it and eats it, and he's like, "So what am I supposed to be feeling?" And All Might's like, "Go home, sleep. Tomorrow, meet me at the beach." And so, yeah. What happened? And yeah. Basically, that's going to be the end of this episode. If you like this episode, like and subscribe to the video. And I will see all you savages in the next one. Peace.